Namaskar to all the listeners of Radio Koraput. As you know, today was World Press Freedom Day, and we had the opportunity of listening to many speakers at Koraput during the celebration of this day, and particularly the chief guest of the function, S.Shyni, the DIG of Southwestern Range of Police. She was covering a lot of issues in her 1 hour speech, which was well accepted by the journalists because he had touched many points that was lingering inside the hearts of the journalists for a long time. Say, uh, out of many points, here are some glimpses of some points that I could capture and I was impressed upon. Uh, while she was saying about the time responsibility of the journalists, she said that everyone should have respect for others' time. There is no necessity to sit together when there is nothing important to discuss, especially in the office hours. World expects the journalists to reflect issues related to sustainable development goals. So journalists have to spend more time, energy, and space in covering all those issues at the grassroots. Media should come up with valid future possibilities in critical times so that the system gets triggered. She was referring to the issues that she had seen in the newspapers before the onset of the summer season, when the newspapers were highlighting the situation that is going to come in the summer in the localities with the shortage of water and all that, which she said that that should be the way how media should be reacting, and media should be taking its responsibility in the society. Talking about the corruption and the involvement of journalists in the corruption, she said that everyone expects police to be corrupt, but when media also joins the corruption, it breaks the heart of the common man. Most corrupt officials have excellent relationship with the journalists, believing that their misdeeds will not be get reported in the next day's paper or the channel. So journalists should be having more integrity and for the betterment of the society. During the spread of Japanese encephalitis, she was highlighting the cases of Malkangiri, where till substantial death toll was happening, largely she was referring to the national media, and that there was hardly any coverage, and till after a lot of deaths were there, then only media got sensitized and started reporting that. So she hoped that media will be more sensitive towards such issues and take the issue to be very important from the beginning itself. And she wondered how media could be free and fair when corporate houses were taking up the ownership of the media houses. She suggested that if some kind of cooperatives come forward to own the newspapers and the media houses rather than the handing over to the corporates. Even though she was not very hopeful that it could be possible at the larger media houses, but she said that it may be possible in the smaller scale. At the local level, the newspapers and the media houses, they could be managed by the cooperatives, so that the journalists who are working for the media organization also get remuneration and payments for their work, so that they can also concentrate more on the issues rather than trying to feed their bellies by searching here and there for their daily livelihoods. And she was speaking how the need of advertisement for the sustainability of the media house that is hampering the integrity of media at grassroots. Even she was saying how the media representatives at the grassroots are considered inefficient by the publishers and the media house once he or she fails to get advertisement from the district administration. That puts additional pressure to the journalists for working free and fair, because they have to keep the relation with the administration positively, so that to get so as to get the advertisements. So somehow the solution should be found out, that they should be relieved from the pressure of getting the advertisements for meeting their needs, and media house should give a rethinking about it. For better sustainability, cooperatives uh, could be also a working solution for this, and the greater thought can be put into that. Journalists with a high level of integrity is very diminishing nowadays because of many reasons. Media fraternity should be very cautious about it, and they should discuss and they should come out with the solutions to reinfuse the integrity into the journalism profession. Media needs to remember that they are creating sensibility among generations, and hence should not run towards sensitizing issues. Rather, they should be more responsible for creating sensibility inside the minds of the new generations. So they have to be aware of their own responsibilities. And she was, as a journalist, she herself, in her beginning of her career, she was saying how she was being taught as the literature was different from journalism, and the literary words in journalism sector also was being discarded by her professors, by saying that the words that has been used in literature may not be suitable for the journalistic, because the journalism needs factual reporting, is the need of journalism. So the journalists should be aware of that, and they should be reporting in that manner. And then she said about journalists very often listen to the views of those who come forward and speak. She was speaking about the Naxal issues. When somebody is caught or somebody is arrested or some surrendered or something like that, very often the journalists, they take the interviews of the people who come forward and speak about it, but rarely go to the people who are standing behind them, not able to come or not able to say their words. Very often in the society also, wherever somebody has the ability to say, media goes there and takes the bite of, or takes the opinion of them, but doesn't try to open the mouth of those who have never been opened, or the voices become voiceless. So it has to be the responsibility of the journalists to be the voice for the voiceless. Then the should be very much concerned about sharing the readers or viewers about the diversity of opinions that exist in the society. That has to be said, so that people have more confidence of the society, and they also should honor the diversity of the opinions also. Then she was saying about the high-handedness, or the thinking that we are above law. She was saying that police, lawyers, and journalists are the three categories who consider themselves to be above law, but in reality, nobody was above law. Everybody was equal before law. So they also should be knowing that they have to abide by the law. Then government could also highly subsidize publication of newspapers and airing of news in the news channels, so that media persons could be paid well by the agencies, covering the cost and all that. Then concluding her speech, she came with a very high positive note on the journalists, saying that there is nothing to feel sorry about it, or feel depressed about the present conditions of the journalism sector, which is hounding the journalists for many a times. She said that it is a dignified and important profession, and we need to make it more dignified, with rising to that level, and making the journalists as resourceful, so that when the society needs them to be resourceful, they should be preparing themselves to be resourceful and dignified. Hope her 1 hour long speech inspired all the journalists who were sitting in the hall. At least I was inspired with these words. Hopefully it will add to the quality of my journalistic work in future. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful speech. We are inspired. Thank you again. Thank you again before the audience that you have listened to my deliberations. With this hope, I remain here. Sheth Santakar. Namaskar.